Hi! Thank you for joining me again. I'm Kelley Pitts. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator since 2005. So I have been playing with cards and paper crafting and all that for quite some time. And it's a lot of fun. Would love to get you involved anytime you're ready. I'm still learning about all the technical parts, so I'm going to look away for a minute and get my iPad and my computer set up so that I can see what we're doing here. Let's see if we've got a live event going on over here. Volume's down, that's good. That's working so far. Now let's check the iPad. Hi, Tanya. Glad you're here. Let's see. Let me get going here with my iPad. Thank y'all for tuning in again, and thanks for your patience. Just takes a little bit to get adjusted to everything. I've got it where I can see my comments, I think, on my computer, hopefully. Yep. And, oh, Diane's watching. Yay, Diane. Diane just had some knee surgery today. Oh, I hope that's not a secret. But glad you're feeling well enough to tune in, Diane. Glad you're here. I'm just getting set up on my iPad, and then we'll chit-chat about what's coming up tonight. We have some beautiful new paper and a whole suite, actually, a whole collection called Butterfly Brilliance. In some areas it's called Butterfly Bouquet. There's a lot of different names for it, but I just want to show you a card that I've done with that, and I'll be right back with you. And let me get going on my iPad again. I keep distracting myself. Glad y'all are saying hi. Hi, Edie. Hi, Jennifer. Y'all talk amongst yourselves while I get the iPad straightened out here. It's not wanting to cooperate tonight, of course. That happens a lot. Let's see if I can get that going again. Let's get to my page. Get to events. Let's see if it'll tune in so I can see comments. Let's see here. Last time it wouldn't do the comments on there, but yep, it's doing the same thing. There must be something. Don't know what I'm doing wrong on the iPad, but it's just not, it's not wanting me to have comments on there. So hopefully the computer will be good for that. Hi, Deborah Miller. I'm not sure if I know you. Hi, Patty. I'm so glad you're back on Facebook. It's good to have you back. Thanks for tuning in. And, oh, Diane's glad it's not Zoom. I haven't even looked at my hair, nor have I put my lotion on like I always say I'm going to, and fix my nails. And I guess I like that adrenaline rush. That's just all I can say. Just got a lot going on, so it'll be fun. I don't have a finished card to show you because I haven't made one like this before. But I think you're going to enjoy it. I know you'll love seeing the Butterfly collection if you haven't seen that already. And I can't remember exactly if I showed you any of that last week or not. So hopefully you'll be surprised. I have more tuned in tonight, so I'm glad of that. And please, anybody out there who is watching, please comment and let me know you're there. I'd love to see if I've got more than my local group, if I've kind of expanded and reaching other folks out there. So just say hi or some kind of comment and let me know where you're from. Thanks again for tuning in. Once again, if you missed the very intro, I'm Kelley Pitts. I am in Lubbock, Texas, and we love to be here. We were fortunate during that freezing weather that a lot of people had all their power off and a lot of outages, and we sure feel for them. We were quite lucky here and didn't have a lot of that, just barely had a few minutes, some of us. So we are glad that it's warm today. Like a week and a half ago, it was -7, and today it's 75. So welcome to Texas. Well, that's our home and we love it. So glad you tuned in again. Please let me know where you are. Hi, Susan. Good to see you tuning in. Thank you. Thank you. Alrighty, well, I guess we probably have most of the people who are going to tune in, but once again, let me know. And I think I'm going to wait until after the video so that I can see who all actually tuned in and didn't comment that I can't see. And please share if you've got friends who you think might enjoy a little crafting session. I would love to meet them and love for them to tune in. So please share the video and I will tune this down. Oh, thank you for the hearts. I saw the hearts this time. I think I've missed those in the past. So y'all are going to have to teach me how to do those. So I can do that for other people. That's very encouraging. Alrighty, I'm going to turn the camera around. Still don't have any fancy stuff. Oh yeah, lots of different kind of hearts there. Yay. Okay, I'm about to turn the camera down so y'all can see what I'm working on. Alrighty, hang on, hang with me. All right, are you still there? Can you see anything? I think we've talked about this before, that it's about a 10-second delay or so that from when I can actually see what I'm doing when I'm moving. And I have that dang shadow again. We're going to have to play with that. Let me see if I raise my light up, if that helps. Seems like the lighting's different every time. I guess it has to do with the sunshine. It's different on my iPad than it is on my computer. I don't know, are y'all seeing good lighting or not good lighting, or kind of where are you? Where am I? Where am I? Okay. I've got my host code up here. We'll put that on this side. Probably get less out of the way there. And if you have anything that you would like to order on my website, I'd love to have you go to createwithkelley.com. And if you'll use this current host code, you're entered into a drawing. So you get oh, Tanya's saying the days are getting longer. I don't know how that's affecting the shadows inside that much, but evidently it is. So sorry if it's a little shadowed. I will work on that and see what we can do. But tonight we are starting off, I'm going to show you the Butterfly Bouquet, or the Butterfly Brilliance Collection from Stampin' Up. It is just gorgeous. Here is the stamp set, Butterfly Brilliance. We are not using that tonight. And I've got the dies to show you. Of course, they're kind of covered up, but they are called Butterfly Wings. So we do have a Butterfly Brilliance stamp set and the Butterfly or Brilliant Wings dies. Those come together as a bundle. And if you don't have this information, I'll be happy to email it to you. I've got a flyer that I would love to share with you. So y'all just put that in the comments, or you can email me, whatever you want to do. But I wanted to show you the dies first, the dies in the stamp set. And then I'll show you, you get a pack of paper that is just beautiful colors, beautiful butterflies, fluttering butterflies, just all different kinds, and some other patterns. So I'll show you those one at a time, but I wanted to show you the pack you get. It is a 6" by 6" pack of paper, and you get 48 sheets. I will show you all the different sheets. And let me just show you the stamp set first, and then I'll come back to the paper since I've got this handy. I don't have these mounted yet, but you can see this is one large stamp, and I'll show you a little bit more close up here that you can see all the detail of the butterflies. You'd be able to see it a lot better if I had them mounted. There we go. That's the stamp set. And I think I did show you the dies last time too. And the dies will cut out the stamped images. They match up with the stamps like that. And they also match up with one of the sheets of the Designer Series paper that I showed you. that is, I think I didn't have it last time. I'm looking for it. But all the butterflies are in, you cut them out like this, and it is just a beautiful set. The dies also have a couple of three different textures that you can do, and then several different butterflies, different sizes, different shapes, and they will coordinate with this, or you can use these as standalone. Either way, however you want to do it. So it's quite a lot of fun to play with, and I've just barely started. So I'm excited about it. Okay, tonight we are going to, oh, I'll show you the rest of the paper. Here's one of the sheets. I'll get it up close for you. Front and back. And this is the front and back of that set. Isn't that beautiful? Just the colors are so rich, and it is, yeah, there are tons of dies, Tanya, you're right. This one is really pretty. So both sides don't necessarily coordinate with each other, but they coordinate well with other sheets. So that's kind of nice. Sometimes you get everything on one sheet that you love and not as many overall sheets. You might not love them as much, but you can see how well these all coordinate together. Another one with Bermuda Bay and Misty Moonlight and a little bit of mint macaron in there. It's just a gorgeous set of paper. So there is, if you get the entire collection, which has the paper and the dies, and it also has a specialty paper that I think I showed you last week, that I'll be glad to let you know if y'all are interested in seeing that again. I'll do some more up close things with you. Alrighty, tonight I'm going to kind of show you the process of how I go about working on a card. And I also have the dimensions printed out here. And it's actually a card that Mary Nabe, I just saw it on a video this morning, or yesterday morning, I guess. Yesterday or today, I'm not sure. Kind of get all that, all of it runs together. It happens so quickly. But it's a little pocket card. And as I said, I don't have a totally complete one. I kind of played with these dimensions a little bit and changed up a little bit from what Mary did. And she was using a totally different kind of paper. But I'll leave this here, and I will be posting this to my blog probably tomorrow, but definitely this week. And I wanted to show you how this is going to work. And I definitely need a little assistant again, because now I have lost part of my card. Here it is. Okay. What we have is a little pocket card, which we've done before, but this one has a little mini card inside the pocket. So it's kind of a cute idea. I have taken a sheet of the Moonlight Madness. I mean, I say that a lot because we have a Moonlight Madness here in Lubbock. We have Moonlight musicals here, but this is Misty Moonlight is the color of the cardstock base. And that is your typical base that fits in an envelope, a typical envelope, regular size that we have here in the US. And this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then I have the Designer Series paper on top of it. And this has a little bit of the Just Jade, has a little mint macaron in the background, has some Bermuda Bay and the Misty Moonlight. And that's what the butterflies are made of. So that is cut a 1/4 inch smaller. Usually when you size things, it's a 1/4 inch unless you want a teeny tiny border, and then you can do 1/8 inch. So this has, when you cut it a 1/4 inch smaller, that makes it 1/8 inch in each side and top and bottom. Hope that makes sense. Okay, now I'm going to show you where we're going to put the little pocket, and I'll show you the difference in the original size of the pocket card. Had a pocket that was, it's going to fit down in this corner. This is the larger size pocket. Then we're going to take a little mini card that opens like this, and we're going to stick it in that little pocket. And of course we're going to add designer series paper on top of the little card, which is, hold on just a minute, right behind me. That's going to be the other side of the paper, which really, I have Bermuda Bay here behind the triangle. I have Just Jade here behind this sheet. And then we've got the designer series paper with all those colors. I like to coordinate all the colors that are in whatever the designer series paper is. So it's not exactly monochromatic, but they're all in the same color family. And I tried this. I like it this way with the 1/4 inch size, and I like it a little bit smaller also. But what I did discover is I could put a greeting here and a butterfly here. You can put ribbon. You could do just about anything you want with it. But when you start with a 6 inch by 6 inch piece of paper and you cut a 3 1/4 inch square, which I'm going to show you how to cut it down on the diagonal to get to this triangle from the square. I'll show you that in a minute. But if you start with a 3 1/4 inch square, that's all you get out of the 6 by 6 paper. You'll have some scraps, but you can't get more than one triangle. I mean, more than one square out of it. So that's going to get you 2 triangles. So I decided to try, kind of change the design a little bit and make it a 3 inch. Start with a 3 inch square, 3 inch by 3 inch, cut in half at a diagonal. And that way you get 4 squares out of the 6 by 6 paper. So that, and it still works. I mean, it's close. So it would be up to you. If you're designing just one card and you want to do one special one, I think it would be fine to go ahead and do the larger size. That really kind of holds it in better, as you can see here. But if you are making multiple cards, I would probably recommend making it a little bit smaller and doing the 3 inch designer series paper and the 3 1/4 inch triangle in the solid cardstock. Okay, what we're going to do is we've got this is going to be a little greeting right here. We're going to have a happy birthday. We're going to stamp on there. And I'll show you how we glue these and everything. Then I've got a couple of the butterflies that are cut out. And I'm going to get your opinion when we do it. If you like the Just Jade on the top and the smaller moonlight, Misty Moonlight on top, or if you think we ought to go with the Misty Moonlight on the bottom, you could go with just one butterfly. I would never aim the butterfly going out of the card. I would always aim it where you're still seeing the greeting. You might want to tilt it this way. I think either that way or straight up works great. You can do that background. That is the base, and this is the top. So that's kind of what we're working with. That's what we're going to play with. And hi, Edie. I don't know if I said hi to you earlier. I see you are commenting. And I didn't even get to my wine, get my glass of wine. Is everybody else having a happy hour? Thanks, Tanya, for asking that. We'll see what everybody is having for happy hour. Is everybody doing some healthy water, or are y'all doing something a little more relaxing? Why don't you let me know while we're at our crafty happy hour? Oh, good, Edie. I'm glad I greeted you. Okay. Are y'all okay with the 3 inch size? Do y'all like that just about as well, space-wise? Or do you prefer the larger and just say, I'm just going to make one. I'm not going to worry about multiples, so I'm going to use that whole sheet of paper for this. I think proportionally this works better, but I think the other one works. I'm going to see what y'all think here, and then we'll put the card together. Alrighty. Not seeing any comments yet about whether you think the small one or the large one, so I may go with try the smaller one. Tanya says the 3 inch. All right. Anybody else agree that 3 inch is going to be all right? That's this one in the corner. It sure makes a difference. 1 versus 4 out of the 3 out of the 6x6 paper. Okay, that's what we'll go with. And I want to show you, I kind of played with different background paper. Before we actually make this, I'm going to show you, no, we'll go ahead and make it, and then I'll show you the other. I'll tease you with the other. How about that? Okay, I'm going to get my glue out. And y'all can use your Stampin' Seal. You can use the Tombow multi-purpose glue. You can use any kind of liquid glue, whatever glue you're comfortable with and like. That would be great. I forgot to bring my seal in once again. So I'm just going to use a liquid glue. We're going to move this over out of the way and leave this here. Y'all don't have such a mess to look at. And on with the liquid glue, I just kind of go all the way around the edges and a little squiggles in the middle, and that's usually plenty to hold it on. And I recommend using a silicone mat, and these are really inexpensive in the catalog, in the Stampin' Up! Catalog, and it really protects your work surface and protects your cards, because if you get sticky glue on your placemat and then you put your card back down on it, you're going to have sticky glue where you don't want it. So that's why I really like using this mat, where it dries and just comes right off of here. And we can look and see which way we like this. I think we want the Misty Moonlight ones going up and let the other ones play around there. Alrighty, we're going to try this smaller triangle, and I think since it's smaller and really has to hold that pocket in, we're going to use tear and tape. Stampin' Up! Believes in a lot of different adhesives. So we have a lot of adhesives for a lot of different things, and let me find that. Well, we may be using liquid glue. I think we are going to use liquid glue. I thought I had my tear and tape, and I'm not finding it. So we're going to be just really careful and do the liquid glue on the edge here. Just right up on the edge. And the bottom and the top of the triangle. We're going to line this up here. And I'm going to go ahead and stick this in there so that we know we've got, the liquid glue does give us a little wiggle room, so that's kind of nice there because I didn't have that exactly lined up. But if you'll go ahead and put your piece in here, you know that there's going to be enough room. You know, you don't want to get this so tight, flat down that there's not room for this piece to go in. Okay, does that make sense? Then we're going to take the little triangle that we cut from the Designer Series paper, which has gorgeous butterflies on the other side. It's hard to use that plain pattern when we've got these gorgeous butterflies. But since that pack comes with 48 sheets, we can do it, right? We can do it. All right, so this really does help tie in and coordinate well with the other sheets, because you've got the same color family going all around. All righty. Now, we're going to, I meant to ask y'all before we did that if we wanted ribbon there, but we're going to just keep on going. All right, this is on the opposite side, as you can see, from the butterflies. So we've already used the pretty butterflies on one side, and now we're going to use the gorgeous pattern on this side. And like I said, I think I've already given you all the measurements. This is just 3" by 8" scored in half at 4 1/4, and then just use your bone folder. Mine doesn't look like it's exactly folded right, and if you run into that, you can just grab those ends, put them together where it is folded properly, and kind of readjust that by using your bone folder and scoring that properly. And I score it on both sides, top and bottom. Okie dokie. Now, let's decide what we're doing on the inside. I'm going to let y'all decide if we're going to put white on the top and white on the bottom, or if I'm going to cut this sheet and we're going to do top butterflies, bottom white, or if you think we ought to do little strips of the butterfly on the white, we could do little strips on the top and a little strip on the bottom. Just kind of get y'all's, what do you think? Do you want the strip and both white? Or do you want, hi Judy, glad you're tuning in. Or do we want the white on the bottom and the butterflies on the top, and maybe even, and we'll stamp a greeting inside? That might be a bit much. If we have a greeting, we've got to have a little room to write our message. So Tanya likes the strips. Anybody else have an opinion over whether we do the butterfly here? Jennifer kind of likes a strip. So y'all like 2 whites and little strips. All right, we're gonna cut some. I'm gonna go ahead and stamp the inside. Y'all have, we haven't stamped either one. So I'm gonna move that aside and we will stamp our, this is gonna be a little birthday one, a birthday card. It seems like a happy one. I think it could be used for several occasions. And I did have the Thinking of You from Peaceful Moments. I love this one. And I love the way this works, the Thinking of You with all my heart. I think that's pretty with it, size-wise. But I decided we're going to have a happy, cheery one and do a birthday card for tonight. But you could do whatever you want when it's your card. We love it when you create your own. Okay, we're going to stamp with the Misty Moonlight. I'm going to move my silicone mat out of the way. We're going to stamp. Just tap, tap, tap. These ink pads are just awesome. You don't have to squish down like you used to on the stamp pads. You really tap, 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 and then look at it, make sure it's covered good, and then stamp right in the middle. Try to stamp straight down, give it some firm pressure, and then pull straight up. So straight down, straight up, try not to wiggle or go back and forth, because you'll get a little of the edges, especially with the rubber stamps like this. And then I will, since these are so small, I should have brought my Stamparatus in. I was going to show my friend Gail the Stamparatus this time, but I think I'm going to do that next time when I have a bigger image to play with. On this one, now we're going to stamp on the inside, and we'll see what y'all want to do. I'm using the Mini Mates stamp set again that I've used before. This is the happy birthday there, and we can say happy birthday on the front, and then this calls for a huge celebration. We could say, you celebrate, you totally earned it. We could say, today is all about you. Or we could say, today is all about you. This calls for a huge celebration. Or, I'm glad you were born. Anybody have... Oh, the label that I used actually is from the Peaceful Moments dies. Tanya, Peaceful Moments dies. And I'll show you that. It coordinates with this stamp set. It is actually, I'll show you that one. It is from this set, Painted Labels dies. Sorry, that's what the label is from. You could use, that's this middle label here is what I used to stamp on. So Painted Labels dies. And that's the one that coordinates with the Peaceful Moments set, I believe. Okay, so we're back to, anybody have a comment about the, okay, we're doing the 2 stripes and that. What do y'all want on the inside? Do you want celebrate? I'm glad you were born. Celebrate. Life is better with you. You totally earned it. Today is all about you. Anybody have an idea? Okay, I'm just going with, this calls for a huge celebration. We're going to do that. And we're going to leave room for the, we'll just go ahead and do this little strip. I'm going to chop this off. And this inside piece is 3 3/4 by 2 3/4. So we're going to use that. Just one sec. Let's see where my little chopper is. Stampin' trimmer, 3 3/4. I've got so much stuff on my desk there, I'm not going to make y'all look at that. 3 3/4. Okay. So, it's a good idea just for positioning to go ahead and put the little butterflies on so we can see where we want to stamp. But I would recommend stamping first so that you've got your do-over side on the other side. We're just going to say this calls for a huge celebration. Right there, straight down, straight up. Now we've got that, and you've got room for your little message. And we will put our little strip in. Let's see if we like it over by the edge. We're going to glue that in, glue this in. I think we leave a little tiny white edge. We'll just do that. Alrighty. And we'll get that out of the way. I'm going to clean that. I have a little Stampin' chamois here. It's funny how things just, you know, you had them in your hand seconds ago, and now it's gone. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. That happened to me last time too, and I was looking right at it. It was, oh, there, I did find it. Oh my goodness. Sometimes being on camera just makes things disappear. All right, we've got that clean. Here's using our Stampin' chamois again with the birthday stamp. Just comes right off, easy peasy. Okay, now we're going to use the other little piece. Now we'll decide, since this is on both sides of the paper and we're not stamping at the top, we'll just go ahead and glue this one in. I don't have my little silicone mat, but I think I can handle this without making a mess. Okay. Now, what do you think about this idea? Tie in both patterns from inside. Or do you want butterflies on both? We can do it either way. What do you think, gals? Anybody out there have an opinion? Do you want to, this is going to fit on this card, and it'll be inside of this. So maybe we should tie them both together. How about if we do leave it like that? You like the back pattern? Okay. Yay, Tanya's a speedy typist, I guess you would call it. We'll put this one on the top, just with that same little bitty border. So we tie, it's always fun to tie the outside to the inside. It really has more continuity with the card. Makes somebody realize that you've really gone to some effort to make this special just for them. As they should feel, because they're getting a handmade card, right? That you took time to do just for them. Okay, now we're going to decide if we want, I've got a couple of different ribbon choices, and we've got some embellishments to try. So since this is Just Jade and Misty Moonlight, both of those are in colors. So they are going to be in the little in color pack. So we've got these wonderful little in color enamel dots that we can use in the Jade or the Misty Moonlight, either one. Here we go. Y'all can see how pretty those are. Or in color ribbon comes in both of those colors also. We can wrap a little ribbon around here and tie a little bow. We could do a double one. We can do a knot with one and a bow with the other. But we have both Misty Moonlight and the Just Jade. And usually the way I do things, when I'm planning to design a card, I will try it a couple of ways, 2 or 3 ways, and see what I like. Just kind of like I've been asking y'all your opinion. All right. Now let's see, that's a little too big a bow, but we can just see how this would work. See if y'all like the Jade with the happy birthday. I think if we do the Misty Moonlight, that might be a bit much. There's not as much blue on this card as there is there. We could do a double bow. Any opinions here? Misty ribbon and dots, Misty ribbon to put the moonlight out more. Okay, let's try the Misty. We'll see what we think of that. And I do better, for some reason, it is crazy, I know, but that's just the way it is. When I tie a bow, in order to get my tails going the right way, I have to turn my card upside down. So if y'all ever have trouble tying a bow like that, you can't ever get it right, well, just flip it over. Do it on the other side. Try it upside down like I do and see if that works for you. It may or may not. I think it has to do with right-handed, left-handed. It has to do with the way exactly you tie bows. Just everybody's different. And there's no right or wrong way to do it, thank goodness. It's not a structured thing. We get to play a little. Try to get that tight in the middle there. Right over left, then left over right, and pull more on the left. Okay, see what I mean? Now my tails are going down like they should. Okay, we're going to get our ribbon scissors. Do that at a diagonal. And that one right there. We'll see what we think. And you can move your ribbon over. You can, even if you tie it on one side and decide to move it to the other side, you just pull it over, no problem. And if you do tie it upside down on your card, or you don't like the way it is, you don't want to redo it, you can, like, say maybe we want to try that with the other side out. Say we didn't like the knot. You can always flip it like this also and put it back on your card If the tails aren't going the right way, you can turn it up on your card. So there's a lot of things you can do even after you've tied your bow. You just have to kind of bend your cardstock a little bit like that. Easy for me to say, right? You do have 2 layers of cardstock here, one on the inside, one on the outside. So you have to be a little more careful about it than I was. I've kind of got a fold in there, but it certainly is fixable. Okay. Now, what do we think of the Misty Moonlight? I appreciate y'all jumping in and letting me know what you think. Or, if you're not crazy about that, or that's too bulky right there, do y'all like the way that picks that up? We'll go ahead and put that on with dimensionals. And we can, I wanted to give you an option on that too. We could take a marker and color in. This is with the mint macaron, and this is with Bermuda Bay. You could fill in the happy birthday like that, or you can leave it plain like that. Y'all let me know. I've got some people thinking Misty, and then you like the Just Jade. Okay, we're going to go back and trade that for the Just Jade. So in the meantime, y'all let me know what you think on what you want me to try on the birthday deal. Do you want to leave it like it is, or do you want to color it with markers? We can do either way. Okay, who else? Here, let's decide on the ribbon. Let me go back one more time to the Just Jade. I'll go ahead and tie one and cut it off, and that way we can just slip this back on or slip the Moonlight back on, whichever way y'all like it. I can do the ribbon and the jade and then the Misty Moonlight dots. I'm happy for y'all tuning in and watching. If y'all haven't done much Stampin' Up, it is an international company. We have demonstrators all over the world in several different countries. I couldn't tell you how many. I should know that, but I just don't know offhand. But it is a wonderful company to be involved with. They really stay on top of the trends and change out our colors. Every other year we have different, well, every year we have 5 new in colors. The in colors actually stay in for 2 years. And that's what this Misty Moonlight and the Just Jade are called, in colors. And then we have our 4 different color families that stay in year after year until they do a major overhaul, which has been a little while since they've done that, and hope they're not ready to do that anytime soon. We shall see. Okay, I think I like the jade better. Y'all good with this? Okay, Just Jade ribbon. Got it. Okay, we've got that. And Diane likes a filled in. Jennifer likes a filled in. Okie dokie. We're going to fill that sentiment in. And then we'll decide which butterflies we like. And let's get the Misty Moonlight. Sorry about that. Mint Macaron is the light color. And I have one marker that is really on its last leg. We're going to see if nope, that's the new one. Have a new set. And it's pretty easy, really, if you just casually go through. We've got a real watercolor effect on the paper, the designer series paper. So that means you don't have to be really meticulous with exactly the way you fill in your marker. It doesn't have to be exactly even everywhere and you start over. It really works with just kind of a little bit of effort. Just really try to stay in the lines a little bit, but it doesn't all have to be even. You don't have to worry about that because we've got a lot of messy going on there. So you can have a little messy going on here, if that makes sense. We'll just fill that in. And this you don't shade like you do with the blends, but it's got, and I'm trying to go back over it and should have just left it like it was. Okay, and then we'll do, that was the mint macaron. May have to go back over that H too. Make it a little darker, and you've got 2 ends to every marker. One has a bullet point that's quite a bit smaller, and then one has a brush tip. And they both have their uses. I have found that the brush tip lasts a lot longer. It seems like that little bitty bullet point tip dries out a little faster. So, but the brush tip really lasts a long time. And this is the Bermuda Bay that we've got on the, right here, this color on that cardstock. Kind of brightens it up. Looks like I've got a little hair on the bottom of my marker there. It's a good thing I said it can be messy, right? And you just fill in as best you can. Just kind of use a light touch with the marker, and you might want to practice kind of off to the side on a scratch piece of paper before you actually do it on your label that you've already done. But since we don't have to be perfect, we're going to call this good. Okie dokie. Now we're going to raise that up on dimensionals. And what a happy card this is. I love these colors. Okie dokie, we're going to get the Stampin' Dimensionals that are the little foam-backed dimensionals. And just make sure normally you're going to go one on this end, one on this end. But since this end is hanging off, you're going to want to put it more about right there. And then one at this end. And take the backing off. We're going to center it about right there. So with that part hanging off, that'll be fine. And now we can do a couple of dots. All right. We're going to do, I think we'll do the moon, pick the moonlight up there. Oops. Yep, that worked. I thought I didn't get my, do we want it in all 4 corners? Or do we want one on each side? Or do y'all want it scattered? Anybody? I'm kind of feeling the one on each end here. It is such a pretty label. I do love this one. You've got the detail on the sides that really that frame it nicely, I think. Okay. Now, I don't think we are going to need ribbon over here too. I don't really like that green right on this Bermuda Bay kind of color here. It's okay for me. It's okay beside it, but I just don't like it there. Let's decide if we want which butterfly on top. And these are all the different sizes that the butterfly die cuts out. Aren't they pretty? They're all different shapes. They're all different. I'm going to get some of this mess out of the way. Sorry, I forget y'all can see this far over here. Get that out of the way so you're just looking at what we want to look at. Okay, I kind of like the combination of the jade and the moonlight, and I guess that would be better now that we have the jade ribbon. It'd be better to have the jade on top with the blue in between. And it will have to stay in the bounds. I may have to move this ribbon up a little bit. Kind of forgot about that butterfly there. We'll glue dot him in, and we may be able to move him up a little. Let's see if we can do that. Yep. Straighten that up a little. Yeah, if you don't just really bear down on the Stampin' Dimensionals immediately, if you just kind of lay them on there, then you usually have a chance to move that a little bit. Okay. Now, there's that. And then here's the jade on the bottom and the moonlight on top. Larger misty moonlight, just jade, smaller, one on each side. Oh, okay, good. I think, Edie, I'm just now seeing that. One on each side. Okay. That's what we did. I'm a little behind. I kind of get ahead of y'all some because I'm ahead of y'all. And then I think what we'll do is use a little Wink of Stella to brighten these butterflies up a little bit. I think I like the blue on the bottom, kind of like it is here. Y'all good with that? We're going to take the, let me see if this is my good one. That looks like the one that's kind of run out. And when you have, if you haven't used Wink of Stella, it's just like a little glitter brush. Just shake it and push where it says push. And it will glitter whatever you want to glitter. It's a lot of fun to play with. We're going to glitter this butterfly. And I would just put it over a little scratch paper. You don't have to do totally solid, but you're probably going to move it a little bit. So hopefully y'all can see on the camera. I'll get it a little closer in a minute when I finish this. But this makes just a dramatic difference, I think, to use this little Wink of Stella glitter brush. And I think they're only $10, so it's a great investment. You can use it on so many different things. It makes such a big difference with just a little bit of effort. Really snazzes up your card. Is that a word? Snazzes? I think it is. It's making it snazzy. It snazzes would be the verb. Jennifer loves her glitter. Yeah. We got some Wink of Stella fans out there. It's always good to hear. If you don't have one, let me know. I can get you one ordered pretty quickly. Okay, that has to dry just a tiny bit. And then we'll be deciding. Check it out. Oh my gosh. We're going to bend those up just a little bit. And these are really pretty delicate. So you don't want to just get on them too hard, too fast. You just barely bend them a little bit. And then we're going to attach those two together. Do we want this straight or angled? Straight or angled? Oh, I love the hearts. Thank y'all. Glad you like it. And I don't know if butterflies actually have the double wings. I meant to look that up, but it just seemed like they needed it on this particular card. They needed double wings. So we're just going to glue these together. You could use the side of a dimensional if you wanted, but I think since we're only gluing the body, we kind of want that to look like one piece. So I'm just going to glue just the body itself on top of the other one, and we'll just leave it flat. And angled, angled, angled. Okie dokie, we got angled. We're just going to do this flat. You could do it up on a Stampin' Dimensional, just on like a foam adhesive strip down the middle. But I really think with as delicate as this is, that might just tend to wobble and come off. So I think the body flat is great with these lifted. How pretty is that? Oh, I like it. All right, I think we need a little Wink of Stella in our happy birthday too. We're gonna snazz that up a little bit more too. Doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be filled in completely. Just, I think it's great to give it just that little touch of glitter. And you really get used to it. Once you've used this brush tip a lot, you certainly do get used to it. And keep your Wink of Stellas, even when they're out of glitter inside, which eventually they do run out. I know it's sad, but they do make more. So use it. That's what it's for. All right, now we have a glittery happy birthday and a glittery butterfly. How about that? Oh, good. I'm getting some thumbs up and hearts. Yay. Okay, so here we go. This calls for a huge celebration. Why don't we go ahead and put a glue dot underneath the little knot. K-N-O-T knot. And if I can find my glue dots that I had moments ago, once again, I need to start this about 2 hours earlier, but I was actually at my real job and had to work this afternoon, so I didn't get to get here as soon as I thought I would. Okay, we are not finding the glue dots, but I would recommend, oh, here they are, hiding right under my ribbon. You know how that is, right? One thing covers up the other. Okie dokie. I'm glad y'all like the card. I'm excited. Since I hadn't even made it until just now. I just had some ideas about how I wanted to do it, but I figured y'all would give me some pointers and hints and go along, and I wanted to get your opinion. So it's kind of fun to make it on the air like that. Okay, so we've got the glue dotted ribbon there, and you've got room to write your message. And if you wanted to put another greeting here, like if y'all wanted the I'm glad you were born or any of those other ones, you could have two. You could put celebrate up here if you wanted, just whatever you want. There you go. There's the card. I don't know what time it is. I don't know if we're close, but yes, we are. Okay. Well, thanks to Mary Nabe for the idea of the card. And like I said, I did change it up a little bit. I'll get all of the measurements on my blog. And I wanted to show you kind of how I played with, and I think it's going to be really pretty with this set to do some other cards that are similar. Let's leave this here while I'm hunting for my other designs. I just think it's amazing how little bitty color changes can change the whole personality of a card. So I'll show you here. Oops, move that out of the way. Now, I'm going to show you one of the other pages. We're going to move this over. We'll come back to that. But you would not think that you could ever put this on a Calypso coral base. But there is actually some Calypso coral back there. And then, oh my gosh, this is so bright. This Magenta Madness is so bright. But you cover it with this. This picks up the coral. It picks up the Magenta Madness. And then you can take the solid color here, which is Blushing Bride, which I never would have thought to put with Magenta Madness and Calypso Coral. But check that out. How pretty is that? And then you could use a little butterfly. Let's see where those are. I had some in a little bag. Try to stretch over to my table without moving this card. And that's looking blurry. I don't know why that's blurry. Sorry about that, peeps. I don't know what caused that. But you could use a couple of these little butterflies on here or on here. Still use your label like we had. Either the painted label, you could use any of the punches. You could use whatever you wanted. But one of the labels would be pretty with that. You could use that. And then I wanted to show you that kind of brings out the brights in there. Then you could take those same pieces and move them over and put them on Blushing Bride background. Take away the Calypso Coral, put the Blushing Bride on all three, the background for all three, the little mini card, the actual card itself, and the little triangle. And look how different that looks. It's the same designer series paper, same color combination. Both of these are the same. All that I changed was the background. So we went from the brights to a subtle. But see how that could work too? And it's the same set. All right. How about that? What do you think? Do y'all like the bright one? The bright version? Or the subtle version with this paper? Try to hold that. It tries to pop up a little bit here because nothing's glued down. There we go. Let's see what you think of those. Oop, can't get it exactly, but y'all get the idea. That's what I wanted to show you how to, kind of how I play. I just had decided I wanted to try this particular card style. I wanted to use this Butterfly Brilliance Collection. Tanya has put the number up there for that, the Butterfly Brilliance Collection, and she's got a see more. You can check on that. But that, of the two of these, y'all like bright. Diane likes a bright. I like both of them. Okay, so there's that one. And then I wanted to show you another one that I played with really quickly, because I try to keep these at about an hour. So if I can find my other one in my stack here, I'll show you that. But it's just fun to play with the different possibilities. There are so many possibilities when you get a paper and you try to coordinate with whatever colors are in that paper. This is another one that's in that Butterfly collection, Butterfly Brilliance Collection. And it has the Just Jade. It has a little So Saffron. And I just want to show you, let's say this with the Just Jade. And just watch how that changes if you just put a black corner on it. Isn't that amazing? That's a lot of difference right there. Okay, what about if you have a black background instead of the jade? That makes an amazing difference, right? And I don't have all the little pieces here, but I've got the jade card and let's say the black triangle, or you could look at the yellow. Isn't that great? So lots of things you can do to play with. And then this is the paper that I used. I think I showed y'all this last week. And I used this on this butterfly card that opens up. And these are the die cuts that came out of that piece of paper that I showed you earlier. And it is just beautiful. This is one of the papers that I just cut in half. So you're using a full sheet here. I'm going to raise this up where hopefully you can see this is the top. And then this is the bottom half of the card. Close up. I'll turn it sideways here. You can see the whole thing. How about that? It's just gorgeous. And this is one of the textures that I did that's in the set. And then these are the stitched shapes dies. This is just a square from that. I used Wink of Stella on the butterflies. And like we did today. Oh, I was going to see if we wanted rhinestones on our butterfly, but I don't think we need them with the, we decided on those dots. But anyway, that's the same jade ribbon like we used today. You're right, Tanya. Yeah, it changes the mood when you go from the black to the yellow, or yeah, just kind of changing up your color scheme. So I'm going to put this card and this card back up for just a minute and leave it there, because sometimes Facebook takes a picture of whatever's on screen the longest. So I'm going to leave that there and let y'all look at that and let Facebook take a picture if it wants to. And then I'm going to turn the camera back up so I can say, have a good evening. And I will, if y'all have a question about doing the diagonal on the card or anything that I worked with, I'm happy to help you. Just holler at me. Well, not holler, but you can give me a call and I'll be glad to help you with that. I just hate to run the time over, but you just put it in the trimmer. Well, maybe I can do it real quick. Let me do it real quickly just so y'all see how that works. I've got a square here, I do believe. Maybe. If I don't, then we'll just move on. Nope, I don't. Okay, well, we'll just switch the camera back up if y'all be patient for just a sec. Forgot to do my little trick there. Okay, you can see my craft room back there where I ran in there earlier. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. I've got a noisy neighbor evidently driving by. Thanks a lot for tuning in. I appreciate your comments, and if you need help ordering or want to put in an order, please use my host code and you'll be in the drawing. You will be entered in the drawing to win a prize tonight just for commenting, and also you'll be entered again for sharing. And I appreciate you and thank you very much. Have a great evening and hope you'll come to classes soon. Just go to createwithkelley.com and you'll find out what all I have going on. Fun times ahead. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.